All right. Shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So for patron members, this isn't live, but we're recording it and you're getting it months before everybody else to the public in regular podcast format, because we do record it and then we upload this to the back end of your patron accounts, so that you can see or you can hear the audio podcast. You can listen to it and you can listen and watch. And if you want, watch it if you want, because it's in audio or format, or it's early, whatever. You get what I'm saying? All right. So you can watch it or just listen to it is what I'm getting at. So we're going to get up and running, and that's why you're seeing it in this format where we're kind of getting going. We're making sure the stream's going and everything, and then we'll do our regular podcast, which when it comes out to the public will be all perfectly edited by producer extraordinaire over there.
Thank you.
Lurch in the house. Can you believe last episode I didn't even do your intro, dude?
Oh, you didn't. That's right.
We had so much going on, dude.
We were so distracted by doohickeys.
That's right. That's what it was. All right. Should we cold call anybody for this episode?
If you want to.
Who would you cold call?
You can try Popeye.
Lurch.
Yo.
I just got one thing to say to you.
What's that?
You're a lion, dog face, pony soldier. Chew on that, bitch. And now, straight from the law-abiding biker media studio,
out of sunny Yakima, Washington,
we bring you another episode of the
#1 listen to motorcycle podcast.
Old school.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
What are you doing? You're pointing at your
donations. Lawabidingbiker.com/donate.
Point up there, then. Don't point at
Wayne
your screen.
Duddleston Jr. of Grapeland, Texas. Substantial donation. Daniel Grubb of Quakerstown, Pennsylvania. Christopher Marshall of Monument, Colorado. Lawabidingbiker.com/donate. Of course, we want you to become a patron member. We want to get you to know better, get to know you better. We want to give you benefits. But if the only way that you want to support us right now is through a flat donation, of course, we never balk at a flat donation. All right. That's right. Don't forget, guys, the 2020 Patron Sturgis Meetup, Thursday, August 13th, 2020. Schedule a time if you're interested in attending. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. is the basic time frame it will be. In the greater Sturgis area, you must be signed up as an official mid-level or above patron member of Law Abiding Biker Media prior to May 13th, 2020. That's 3 months prior to the event, so that we know you're committed as a contributing patron member. The deadline for sign up is June 1st, 2020 by midnight Pacific Standard Time. The official sign up form, you got to go here. It's the only place that you can officially sign up, that we can check, we can vet it, and all that kind of stuff. Lawabidingbiker.com/2020 meetup. That's lawabidingbiker.com/2020 meetup. By signing up there, that's where we'll officially get you hooked up and communicate with you. In the private Facebook group, there's a event notification, all that. That's just to notify you guys. That means nothing by you saying you're going to attend. We got to have a head count. We got to know who's coming. And so it's got to be all official through that sign up form. Very important. Once you sign up on that official contact form, or a sign up form, 2 emails you're going to get. The first one's going to be thanks for signing up, some preliminary details of the event. The one you want to check for sure is the email opt-in. A lot of them are ending up in the email junk folder. So check your email junk spam folder for that second email. It is the email confirmation. Confirm you want to be on the email list. The reason is that's how we're going to communicate with you. It's the only way that we're going to communicate with you as we move forward. And as we get very close to the event, we will give you, the members that have been accepted and vetted, the official details such as kickstand times, kickstands up, and meet locations, and all the finer details for all you official participants. There you go. And we are very much looking forward to meeting you guys in person. Shall we do a cold call?
Sure.
Who should we cold call? Popeye.
Let's try Popeye.
What are we going to ask Popeye?
How's it hanging?
All right.
Or ask him how his heated grips are doing on that new bike.
There we go. Let's just call him.
Is he enjoying those bars?
Let's cold call Popeye. It's been a while. We're bringing back some old school stuff. We used to do this a lot on the podcast.
He may be working.
Yes.
Hey,
Yo.
is your refrigerator running?
No.
You better go catch it. Dang it.
He said no.
Hey, Popeye, sorry to bug you. You're on a podcast, bro. We're bringing some old school back and cold calling people.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude. We were going to ask you, dude. Number one, we just did an episode on when we screwed up your ignition and screwed up my ignition.
By we, he means me.
Awesome.
Yeah, Lurch. How's your heated grips in your new bike, bro? Have you been getting some riding in?
Yeah. Well, I just got back from 2 weeks over in Hawaii. I just walked in the door about at like 2:00 in the morning yesterday morning. I got a ride in over there in 82-degree weather or something, which was awesome. But back to the heated grips, fantastic. And I'd recommend anybody who does not have them, it is a game changer. If you ride in colder areas, colder weather, it is a game changer for you. It extends out your season. It's so much more comfortable. Yeah, they're awesome. Love them.
Nice, bro. And your ignition is still working?
Yeah, we got my ignition back together that night. But yeah. Which was good because I was going to have to borrow one of your secondary bikes to just to get back to my house because I'm a couple hours north of where Ryan is at, and so yeah, I would have been stuck a couple hours away from my house. So yeah, I would have had to borrow a bike from Ryan in order to get back.
Yeah, and likely because it screwed up the fairing bike, so it had been a non-fairing bike. That would have sucked, dude.
Yeah, because I think it was fairly cold when we did that. If I remember right.
You remember correctly, dude. Hey,
It was fall. It was pretty cold.
it was fall. What? Hey, so Lurch, we're going to talk about in a minute. Oh, we'll get you off the line, but Lurch is going to talk about his little incident because he was down in Hawaii. What island did you go to, bro, this time?
I went to the Big Island.
Okay.
And then we rode up past like Waikoloa. So we stayed up kind of in the north west corner. We only rode probably about 150 miles or so. Something like 100, 150 miles, somewhere in there. And it sure makes you appreciate your own bike. I mean, it's fantastic to be able to get on a Harley on the Big Island, but there's also something to be said about, hey, my bars are set up for me. I know where my clutch is going to let out. And the most important thing I would think, and this is a big one for Cowboy because I don't think that he has it, is an aftermarket seat that fits your ass well.
Oh,
because by the end of that day, my back was hurt. Oh, and a backrest was sure nice on a touring bike. But yeah, having no backrest and just basically we were running a stock seat. I ended up on a road glide and it actually had the touring pack on the back, so my wife could lean back into that and whatnot. But if her butt was getting kind of sore towards the end of the day too, just because the seat is still a stock seat. So it is nice to have, the extra padding and the extra width of a seat and whatnot, of a custom seat. Sure makes a difference when you're going long distance. Not like 150 miles is long distance, but sure makes a difference at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it is whenever you get on a different bike, the rental bike, you get your bike like right where you want it. And so you really notice those little differences. Now I won't take a bunch of your time, bro, but you rode the Big Island before, right?
I did. And in fact, the last time that I was over there was a couple of years ago, and we did the entire loop. Now, what I will say was different about this time, and we had rented from Kona, the Kona Harley dealership right there in downtown Kona. And the last time when we rented, we could pick it up when the shop opened, but we had to have it returned when the shop closed.
Oh, right.
This time, the guy asked us, he said, are you going to return it before closing, or are you going to return it at 9 o'clock the next morning? Because we were allowed to take the bike at 9 in the morning, and we just had to have the bike back at 9 the next morning. So we still got it for 24 hours, which is more kind of in line with the what's the rental place that you're seeing turn up in some Harley dealerships?
Eagle Riders.
Eagle Rider.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Eagle
I've rented from them.
They generally give you that 24 hours, whereas the dealerships I found, it's only during their business hours and you have to have it back at close of business. So it's pretty cool this time. They said, hey, if you want to take it, until 9 in the next morning, go ahead. We actually ended up getting back before business, close the business. There's some showers coming in. We said, hey, let's just take the bikes back. And that way we don't have to do it in the morning. But just having that option was sure nice. But if you could get in there, if anybody's going to visit the Big Island and you get down there to Kona, Harley Davidson, and they do allow you to take it for that 24-hour period, boy, it'd sure be a help in making that loop around the entire island, because we were humping it when I did it a few years ago. It was, come on, back on the bikes. We got to go, because we had to make it back to turn the bike in by that night.
Yeah, that's freaking good information, dude. And I'll say that is really good. When I went to Maui, we rented from Eagle Riders, and they have the 24-hour thing, which is good. So you can keep it till the next morning. And then when I went to last year, when I went to Oahu, they didn't have an Eagle Riders, so I had to rent directly from the dealership in Oahu, and they were good too, because they, even though it was direct from a dealership, they had the 24-hour thing. So I think that's good for listeners. I appreciate you bringing that up, because depending on which island you're going to and what you're doing, and then you rented Lurch from
Eagle Rider
in Maui, same place I did, right?
Yeah, in Lahaina.
Same place I did too.
Yep, same place you did too. And so you got the 24-hour thing.
I did.
Yeah. So I think that's good advice. Yeah.
And we've brought it up before, but since we're on Hawaii, if it was me, strictly just for me, I don't even know if I would rent on Kauai, because I would be frustrated. Everything is so slow. You can never open the bike up. You're in a constant traffic because the island's not very big. And so there's kind of only one north-south road on the island. And there's really not a whole lot of spur roads to get off and kind of play and whatnot. Now, that being said, you're still on a motorcycle. Might be kind of fun. I have not rented on a Harley, or I have not rented a Harley on Kauai. But like I said, I probably won't. And I'll probably be back there, probably in not next year, maybe the year after. The next year or two, I'll be back there.
I'd agree with that. We spent some time on Maui and on Kauai, and Maui is much better to ride on than Kauai for all the reasons that Popeye just mentioned.
Yeah. Either way, though, you'd still be on a Harley in Hawaii, and you can't beat that, I guess.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're in Hawaii, you're not working, and you're on a Harley. Right. So if you want to chance it, go for it. But yeah, dude, that's awesome. Hey, see, Popeye, he's a good one to cold call, because we could literally just do like an entire podcast.
He's always prepared.
He's always prepared. So, hey,
what's funny is I figured you were cold calling me, because I've actually been thinking to myself, we need to bring back these cold calls. And I knew that you guys were going live, and then my phone rang. I'm like, that son of a bitch, he's cold calling me.
Dude, you're so sharp.
That's why I said no.
Yeah, right. I cold called Oscar on the last episode, and he was funny too. So,
nice.
Hey, seriously, for when you get a chance, I know as we're going into spring here, hit me up. And I know that we had talked at one point, maybe getting Adam and you back down here for some more adventure stuff, because I know he did another trip to Alaska and all that. But yeah, dude, we could stay.
Yukon. I don't. I can't remember into the Yukon. I can't remember if he even made it into Alaska.
That's right.
On this last one. Yeah. So he'd be a good one. Yeah, I got to talk to him. Just find some time. The only problem is this year our schedules are completely opposite. So I'll see if we can't work something out here. Maybe in the next couple of. Hopefully the next couple months or something like that. We'll talk offline here, but I know he's excited to come do it. He sure appreciated being down there and was amazed at how professionally run the podcast was. He was impressed with it.
Yeah, it's freaking sweet, dude. Well, thanks for taking the freaking cold call. Literally, I could keep you on the line, dude, and do so. That was great. That's great Hawaii stuff, because we're gonna get you off the line, and then Matt's gonna talk about his little. It's a debacle. We're hooking a little debacle in Hawaii. You know about it because it was in GroupMe. So we'll talk about it. But awesome talking to you, brother. Thanks for taking the cold call, and be safe.
You bet, you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Later, bro.
That was a good cold call.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's always got information in the can. He's ready to go.
He's always ready to go. So, hey, you never know what an episode's going to bring. That's why you don't know which, is it an intro? Is it not an intro? I mean, we haven't even done an intro yet, and you already got all this freaking content. Cause
we'll do the intro, and then I'll tell my story.
We never tell them when the intro's coming. Okay. Cause they never know.
Then don't do it.
Take two. Hey, Bikeaholic, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. I like gold. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN, bus, plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to LAB-240-A store.
Yeah.
Check out our full line of 03D products. You know what I wanted to tell Popeye?
What's
I
that?
forgot when he answered the phone instead of the refrigerator joke, which he screwed me. He knew it was a cold call because I used to do that in the past. Remember, I used to do the refrigerator thing. Is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it. I wanted to do this. You lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good. He would have known it. He would have got it. He would have got the reference.
2020 Sturgis sponsorship booth meetup, guys. This is open to the public. It's not just patron members. If you're an audience member and you want to meet us, and we on turn would probably like to meet you more because we really feel like we're nothing special without you guys, and that's the honest truth. Meet us. There you go. It's open to the public. It's Tuesday, August 11th, 2020 during the Sturgis event, but it will be over at the second part of Sturgis, which is the Black Hills Harley-Davidson dealership in Rapid City, South Dakota. We'll be from the Rick Rack booth from 11 to 1 o'clock, 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. and 03D booth from 1 o'clock p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m.
Hey, where's my union break? I go right from one to the other?
Dude, Lab is definitely not
driver.
union. You lazy union guys, I'll tell you what.
Dog-faced
Okay,
pony
I'm a
boy.
union guy. I'm
pony
lazy.
soldier. Dog-faced
You're
pony soldier.
Pony, no, nothing but a pony soldier, dude. Oh, yeah. Once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now.
Rick Rack.
Oh.
There's the opener.
Oh, is this an intro?
How long have we been going before we did an intro?
We should just, let's do
I thought you already did an intro.
let's
You
do the
went old
outro.
school.
We're doing the outro. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And call to, all right, here we go. Let's just do this.
You wouldn't consider the old school one with the wife on there an opener?
That is an opener.
Okay.
We always do the opener. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority. The Big MM, also known as the
99%.
large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By listening to this very podcast, you're part of what we call
The hashtag Biker Revolution.
me and Lurch have one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and your...
High-tech redneck.
There you go. So we've got an awesome episode. I hope you had fun up front. We're trying to bring back, because I forget about it. We have a lot of fun with cold calls, and you never know what you're going to get, like some useful information there. And we got talking about Hawaii and riding, and we never do the same openers, so you can't just, like some of those podcasts, you can just skip through. You just don't know. Like you might miss.
We shake it up.
You shake it up. That's how we roll here.
There's some podcasts you can just forward through the first 2 minutes.
Because they do the same thing every time.
They're like almost right on the money. It takes 2.5 minutes. Not us, man. Don't you hit that fast forward. You might miss something good.
That's right. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's because I still don't know what the hell I'm doing after 6 years. And I just throw shit together. Honestly, but I make it sound like it's to change shit up.
Let
but honestly,
the secret out of the bag.
It's because I'm so damn busy that I throw these things together, and I hope that it turns out in some sort of fashion that's usable. Today's main topic is my 6 favorite riding gear items for 2019. I tested a plethora of stuff.
A metric shit ton.
A metric shit ton, as Lurch would say. But, speaking of, dude, you never know what you're going to get.
Oh.
I got time for a drink.
Well, I stopped right as soon as
Yeah.
you went the whistle.
yeah. Lurch, I
a little lightheaded on that one.
That was beautiful. For the first time, I missed Lurch's intro on the previous episode, so I had to make that up. All right, 6 favorite motorcycle riding gear items for 2019. Tested a plethora of stuff. These are probably some of my top. There's still a bunch of other stuff I really, really liked. I just couldn't do like my top 30, right? So it wouldn't make a good title like my top 30 people. Be like, all right, I'm not listening to
Who's
that.
got time for that?
That's going like 10 hours. So it's my 6 top. And Lurch has a couple things, just stuff I didn't even know he was testing that he bought for himself. Some more maybe affordable. Not that mine isn't. It depends on what I'm talking about, but some of it is higher end gear, and I get it. I test all kinds of stuff.
Dipping my toes in some of the textile and more advanced newer materials, right? Instead of going old school with the leather chaps.
Got any textile chonies yet?
I went synthetic underwear
Waterproof.
a long time ago. The
you can piss your drawers and it's waterproof.
For the birds, man. You got to go synthetic because they dry quicker.
Cotton kills.
Oh yeah,
for survival people, right? That's the thing. You don't wear cotton kills.
And I learned that when I was backcountry, backpacking and hunting. You can't wear that cotton. That's for the birds, but it's also good for motorcycles too. I'm telling you, wear your synthetic underwear when you're riding the motorcycle. Keep your cheeks dry.
Yep, very good advice there, Pony Soldier.
Yeah, keep you from getting monkey butt. That's bad.
It's true. All right. I don't even know where we're going with this. Okay, so
we're going to tell my Hawaii story.
Oh, yes.
Before we get into the topic.
Please.
We tease that a little bit up front.
Wait for the breaker.
Okay.
Lurches. Now, he was in Hawaii not that long ago, but it's still in the past.
It is. Let me take you back.
As of the time of recording this, which patrons are getting immediately, everybody else, it'll be 2-3 months before they hear this, so it will have been in the past.
For me, it was
quite a bit.
Just a week ago.
Yeah, as of the time of this.
Week and a half ago, yes, sir.
Tell me, yes.
One of the things on my bucket list has always been to rent a Harley on one of the Hawaiian islands and ride around. I've been...
Because you've heard us all talk about it, right?
Yes. Yeah, and just... whose bucket list is it not on? One, to go to Hawaii, and two, to ride a Harley around. Just see that beautiful scenery. I've been to the island of Oahu twice already. Once we took my folks, and the other time we took my wife's folks. So there wasn't a whole lot of time for just getting on a bike and riding. We were doing a lot of showing everybody the sights, being tour guides. So this go around, we went to Maui, and then we also went to Kauai. When we were on Maui, we rented an Ultra full touring bike with the tour pack on the back and all that good stuff. And more than anything, I wanted to get that bike because I thought it'd be comfortable for the wife. If the wife's
not comfortable, you're having a bad day.
Happy wife, happy life.
Attaboy.
So,
attaboy.
When it comes to touring bikes, I had a Street Glide for quite a while, and I have a Road Glide. Both those bikes I have had either detachable trunks or I've had backrests. And I thought, why not? You're renting a bike, why not get the full meal deal? Get that. I just thought she might enjoy sitting back there and really enjoying that nice King tour pack with the wraparound backrest. So we did that and picked up, went through Eagle Riders.
Mm-hmm.
We're staying.
No affiliate, no sponsorship. We've used Eagle Riders in the past and had fair luck with them. Mm-hmm. Us personally.
And some of the things that Popeye said earlier is true. You're used to your bike. Me in particular, I'm a large-framed man. I'm pretty tall. And I have to make a lot of adjustments to my personal bike to make it comfortable. Things like extended reach floor pans and brake levers. I always had to put some type of handlebars on them and get them up in a comfortable position. Mm-hmm. So this bike's stock.
Any special things for your nutsack? To fit in the saddle?
No.
I have a pocket made for mine. I cut out a pocket.
In what? Your seat?
Yeah.
Just to put your nuts in?
It's a nutsack pouch.
Who are you fooling?
Oh, God, dude.
So we picked up the bike, and I before I took off, ran around the parking lot and felt the brakes and, the clutch where it's going to grab, and did some, close to lock turns, as close as I can get. When I'm on a bike with stock handlebars, I can't lock turn it because it hits the handlebars hit my thighs. My hands hit my thighs. I can't do it. So I definitely have to have some different bars. Anyway, so I got used to it. We jump on, we rode out, and we did the road to Hana. Mm-hmm. The road to Hana is
everybody knows that.
Yeah, 620 curves. Some of them are so tight you can't see around them. You got the clutch in, you're dragging the rear brake and just slowly going around some of these corners. And I think it's 59 or 60 one-way.
Yeah, one-way bridges. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tight.
A lot of people die on that highway. FYI.
Well, I didn't. I'm still here.
Well, no, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, it's like I told Angela. I said I feel like I'm riding up somebody's driveway. A lot of times, it's narrow, it's wet.
It's hard to consider it a highway from what we think on the mainland as a highway. It's like a road. Like
even as widest spots, it's barely 2 lanes.
Yeah,
barely 2 lanes. So you have to have your head on a swivel. But we went all the way out to Hana. Came all the way back. Beautiful ride. In fact, Angela said, I wouldn't do this in a car. My wife said, I wouldn't do it in a car. Yeah, I'd probably get sick. But on a bike, you're moving back and forth with the bike. You're leaning. It's the way to do it. I highly recommend it. But we rode all the way out there and all the way back. We were cutting across the island, near the airport. It was rush hour for what rush hour is on Maui. Did you
go to Hana and then turn around and come back?
Yes.
The same highway, right?
Yes.
Because there's some sketchy area Papa talks about on a bass podcast where you go through some, like he went through some sketchy like areas. Like,
you can go all the way around.
Yeah,
so there is a loop that you can do.
But it gets very like desolate.
Yes. And that's on the southwest corner of the island. You can go around it, but it's gravel in some areas. It's barely wide enough for one car in some areas. The rental car companies will void your agreement if you drive on it. The rental bike rental.
Is that what they told you?
Thing. Yeah, you're not allowed to.
I forget what they told me, so I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's pretty rough. So
yeah.
Going out to Hana itself took a couple hours to get out there and a couple hours to get back.
Just behind cages the whole way and stuff.
We were pretty lucky. It wasn't too bad. We timed it pretty right, but it's just you don't get moving very fast. I mean, it's a lot of first and into second gear, and that's about it in a lot of places. It's just one curve after another. But we survived going out there. Beautiful ride. I highly recommend it. It's like riding to the end of the road, and there's this beautiful town and beach, and it's not very populated. It's very cool to see.
Did it piss on you at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's one of the things, like it's just weird mist, piss, rain on you and stuff. Did you take rain gear?
I did take rain gear.
You did prep for it?
I did take rain gear.
Okay.
I figure if I had it, I wouldn't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
right.
I took my rain jacket, rain pants, gloves, and
you packed that all in your luggage, expecting to rent a Harley and ride Hana Highway.
Yeah.
I did the same when I went, although we didn't ride the whole thing.
I took my riding glasses, I took my gloves, and I took the rain gear.
Okay,
and
smart.
And I didn't want to pack boots necessarily, so I took hiking boots.
Yeah, right. They get you by.
Because we were going to Kauai too. We spent some time on Maui, and we spent some time on Kauai, so I knew that'd be multi-purpose. I could hike around in them, but they were waterproof and they were rigid. And
they'll get you through, right?
Better than flip-flops. I figured it was multi-purpose. I can get through.
True.
Good question. So yeah, it did rain on us a little here and there, but nothing bad.
Did you have to gear
it's
up?
Still 80. I never did put it on.
It didn't last long enough to where you need to gear up.
It was 80 degrees. There's a little mist here and there.
Yeah, right.
You would dry off right away. So we rode out and rode back, and when you go from Hana back up to Kaanapali on the northwest side, you cut through the middle of the island more or less, and you go through a more of a metro area. As busy as Maui gets, but it was rush hours around 5 o'clock, and traffic was backed up at a traffic light.
You're getting to the climax, aren't you?
I am.
Don't do it. Got to stick around for it, folks. Hey, bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding. For an easy installation, Lurch. That equals less time riding. Less time installing and more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves. Great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check at your local Harley or Honda dealership. Ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. And yes, of course, we're rocking the Gold Strike products too over in the Lab store. There you go. So you're riding back through.
Cutting across.
Oh, hang on. Hang on one more. No, I'm just teasing. Go ahead. The
cutting
audience
across
is
from one side of the island to the other, kind of going through the middle of it. If you know what Maui looks like, it's almost kind of looks like two islands that are connected. So I was riding through that middle part, what connects the two.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little bit busier area, and like I said, it was 5 o'clock and on a Sunday, and so traffic was a little bit heavier. We stopped at a traffic light. There was, I don't know, maybe 10 cars ahead of us. Light turned green. The line of cars started accelerating, as did I. I was at the back of that line. And, it's funny in our jobs, we investigate collisions, and you walk up to people and go, hey, what happened? And when they're not quite sure of it, it kind of blows your mind. Like, how can you not know what happened?
Right.
It's because you're not paying attention. You're not thinking about what lane am I in and what happened, all this. You're driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there I was riding, and
that's an interesting perspective.
It gave me a little bit of appreciation for when you walk up and go, okay, tell me what happened. You expect everybody to know what happened.
How do you not know what happened?
It's a bit of a traumatic event, and you're not exactly paying attention to everything around you, right? I mean, you're driving, but you're not. Anyways, so I'm starting to accelerate. I'm in first gear, shifting into second. I figured we were probably anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. We're in heavy traffic. And I hear sliding tires, and then all of a sudden we get hit in the back and kind of, threw us a little bit, pushed us forward a little bit. And I remember thinking, what the hell was that? What happened? It took a second for my brain to process it and go, oh, shit, we just got rear-ended.
No shit.
Yeah. Luckily, we weren't stopped. If she would have hit me when we were stopped, I'm sure it would have knocked us down. But luckily, we were accelerating and moving. But she hit us in the rear. So the guy that hit us, a very nice lady. I mean, shit happens, right? But she was in a half-ton pickup truck, and we were on the Ultra. So after she hits us, I look back and give her the old get over to the shoulder and follow me kind of thing. We get over to the shoulder and we get off, and I'm looking at the front of her truck, and I'll try to describe it as best I can, but at the top of the grill where the leading edge of the hood comes down, where the hood and the grill meet, she had impacted the tour pack, and it folded under that leading edge to where she then impacted the rack that was on the top of the tour pack, and that hit her hood and put a big dent in it, and also dislodged her grill and dislodged her driver's side headlight.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was obvious that there was damage to it, right?
Yeah.
And then so Ange and I look at the back of the Harley.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, we looked at the back of the bike. At first, I couldn't see where the damage was.
Even their picture, I still can't hardly.
It's hard to see.
I had to
you really have to
blow it up
and look at it.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
So, not having a tour pack on my bike often, I start looking at okay, where did she hit? In fact, I even asked her, "Was that damage already there?" She said no. So I'm naturally looking at the rear fender, the saddlebags. I see nothing. I look at the back of the tour pack. I don't see anything. You would expect broken, dented stuff, right?
Because you got a car that's damaged.
Got a car that's damaged.
Yeah.
Pretty well. There's a couple $1,000s worth of damage to the front of this truck. Angela finally sees some scuffs. So there was just enough flex in the suspension of the bike, in the trunk itself, that her leading edge of her hood overrode that trunk and just scuffed the paint. And it stopped when it hit the tour pack rack, the metal rack on top of the tour pack, and that's what dented her hood. So she just overrode us, hit that metal rack, and then slid off. And we opened up the tour pack. There was no cracks where the luggage rack mounts to the top of the tour pack. There's 4 screws that go
bolts,
through it. Yep. There was no stress cracks there. There's no cracks anywhere. The hinges were fine. It locked. All it did was scuff the paint.
Wow.
We were pretty lucky. My back was a little stiff for a couple of days, so was Angela's. I'm fine now. I was shifting. I assume I was shifting.
Luckily, you didn't go down.
Didn't go down. My left thumb was pretty sore, so I jammed it. I jammed it up somehow. I think I was shifting or doing something, and didn't go down. Got really lucky. I think that if we would have been stopped, obviously she would have hit us and probably knocked us down. But the fact that I was looking forward, looking where I was going, accelerating, moving.
And you didn't anticipate it.
Didn't anticipate it. Just got hit and kept on riding. And got lucky.
You thought you had some extra horsepower in that motor all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, it was a traumatic event. So, but
damn, dude, I'm glad you guys are okay.
Yeah, after I realized,
he put it in our group me, our private chat group that our club uses, and I was glad you're okay.
Yeah, that evening and even in the next day, I noticed that Ange was a little bit off. She was acting a little bit weird. So, you okay? What's going on? She goes, I just still a little freaked out about that.
Outside of a normal female?
Yeah, outside of her normal self. Oh,
sorry. I know we have female listeners. We're kidding.
Outside of her normal way of being.
Right.
Because, we'd been on vacation, very relaxed and having a good time, and she just seemed preoccupied or something was bothering her. And I said, well, are you okay? She said, yeah, I'm just still a little freaked out about that accident.
Right. Because you think about what could have happened.
Yeah.
And, right.
The way I look at it is it happened. It's over. I survived. There's no point on dwelling on it. So I told her, I forgot as soon as we got on, took off. I was over it.
Right.
But I understand. Through our
everybody processes that stuff different.
And through our jobs.
We just get over stuff. We try to. You don't have time to.
You don't. You just move on to the next thing, right?
Yeah. All right, that's done. I'm glad I'm okay.
Survived that one.
Yep, I'm alive.
But here's the one good thing that came out of this whole thing. When I had my Street Glide, I had a color matched trunk. that came with it when I bought it. It was an aftermarket one. It's nice, but it's a fiberglass, real solid piece. It's nice, but it's nowhere near as strong as this King Tour pack. And I did buy a new mount for it, and I mounted it to that. I hadn't got it color painted yet to match my current bike, but my wife said after that, she goes, "You're gonna get a King."
Nice.
She was
because
so
that would have been her back,
too.
right? You told me earlier, like that would have been my back.
That's what she said. She goes, if that tour pack wasn't there, that would have been my back. She may have hit my back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have no doubt that she's not going to get on the back of my bike until I get a King Tour pack. So the best thing that came out of it is I'm getting a color match King Tour pack for my road glide. So
nicely. Way to have your glass half full, bro. And thanks for sharing that story. Yeah. To follow up on that, and I could have did a whole episode on this because I got so many questions. So I don't know. Quickly, how was Eagle Rider to deal with? We're not affiliated with them. I just want to know how an insurance claim or an accident handled with a rented bike, because I think that's super good information for the audience.
Okay. Yeah, we're still working.
If we go along, we'll just do this episode on this. I'll change the damn title.
Well, yeah, whatever. So we're still kind of working through the process, but I'll tell you how it works. At least in Hawaii, and I imagine in most places, when you rent that motorcycle, you're taking responsibility for it. So you, as the renter, are liable for damage that occurs to it. I opted for the
rental insurance,
the extra rental insurance.
I always do it, and I wonder if it's worth it. So tell me.
This is a little bit different.
This is good. So dang.
We also rented 2 cars while we were down there, right? One on each island. And with Hertz, when we ran it, basically, it doesn't matter what happens to it. You don't pay nothing.
Okay.
It's like $29 a day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
With this,
drive it off a cliff kind of deal.
Yeah, with this service, and without looking it up, there was a fee to get this extra insurance. What it basically boiled down to is it puts a $2,000 cap on what you would owe the rental company. So if I wrecked that bike,
if you laid it down and just
totaled it, the most I would have to pay is $2,000 to Eagle Rider.
It's like a deductible.
It's like a deductible. Okay. So it's not a deal where it protects you for anything that happens. So as the renter of the bike, I was responsible. So let's say that there was like $3,500 worth of damage done to the bike. What I would have had to have done is work through my insurance company to go to her insurance company to get paid. But at any rate, I'm responsible that they will get their money.
Right. So you're gonna, the bike. You may have to pony up the $2,000 and then deal with it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Right. And then try to get it back through other avenues through her insurance.
And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like.
And that was buying their insurance.
It was something. And and obviously, and I'm insured as well. I have my own insurance.
Does that kick in at all?
Yes, you can go through your own insurance.
There's a lot of questions. I know. It's complicated.
So I had always just, when I rented a car and they go, "Do you want the rental insurance?" No, I'll use my own insurance.
Yes. Right.
You might, after this incident, you might think about it.
Awesome info.
Because you're like, well, it's $30 a day. Nothing's going to happen. Well, it can. And
but I have my own insurance.
Yeah, you can go. You can go through that, and your liability. Not your liability. Your deductibles and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You could go up. You're going to end up paying more. You make a claim, you're going to pay more. Versus if you pay that $30 a day to use their insurance,
you wouldn't have to claim it on yours.
You don't have to claim it.
Oh, especially if it was your fault.
Yeah,
which would make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all the different.
It's just some extra coverage, something to think about.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're working through it.
Still working through it right now, but they were great to deal with. I called them. I said, "Been involved in an accident." They go, "Oh my God, are you all right? Is it rideable?" I said, "Yeah, it's rideable." They said, "Well, just..."
You called Eagle Rider Direct that day? Okay.
I called
because you're supposed to, right?
Well, he was actually really, the gentleman there, Mark, was really impressed that I called because he told me a story. He says, "I've had people bring them back and there's damage on them. And they just go, I don't know what happened, man."
Yeah, right.
And
an honest guy.
Yeah. So they were really good to deal with. They're working through the whole process, but there's not much damage done. It's just it's scuffed the paint on the bike. So
did you guys? Sorry.
Really, they were good to deal with. Picked it up at 9, brought it back at 9 the next morning, like Lee was saying.
Yep. I had good luck with them.
Gave you some helmets. Yeah, same place.
Yep, same exact place. Yeah, right down from other resort we stayed at.
Yes.
I could walk there within 5 minutes.
Yeah, we were probably in the same area, in that Kaanapali area.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to deal with.
Did the police investigate it, or did you just exchange info?
Well, so in Hawaii, it's a $2,000 threshold for reportable collisions.
It's 1,000 here in Washington.
Yeah. Right? So the gal says, "I don't know. I think if it's minor, we just exchange information." I said, "No way, man. One, I said my back's sore, my wife's back's sore. In case this becomes something major, I want to have it reported. And this is a rental bike. I just don't want to show up with this bike with a scuff on the back and not have a report. So we did. I called 911, and the guy was kind of a bitch, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I was shocked. It kind of blew my mind. I said, I'd like to report a 2-car non-injury collision. Did you say it's non-injury? I go, yeah, our back's sore, but we're not hurt. We don't need to be transported or anything. Okay, I need you to call the non-emergency number. It is. I go, hold on. I go, hold on. I'm from Washington. I don't know what the non-emergency number is.
Heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was
Go ahead. All right, sorry.
I don't know what it is. Can you say it again? She rattled off, irritated. I gave it to Angela. She was able to put it in her phone, and then she basically hung up. And as she's hanging up, I said, thanks for nothing. So I had to call the non-emergency number, and yeah, one of the Maui police guys came out and basically just we did an exchange of information, but he gave us an incident number. So at least I had something, right?
Probably just did like we do sector exchange. Yeah, and it's got a case number, but it's not really a full report. It wasn't
even that.
But it's a courtesy exchange.
It was old school. It was a piece of paper that you could write your name. You'd write nice. We write it on and trade.
Oh, like we used to do before we had like computer printouts. Yes. Oh, that's
But he did put the incident number across the top. So at least we have an incident number. We can tie it to that.
That's good.
Took pictures of the damage, pictures of driver's license, insurance, all that. And
as long as you have everything.
Yeah.
It's really the same.
So. Okay. Yep. Yeah, all in all, pretty easy to deal with. But, keep in mind when you rent a bike, you're responsible for it. And, they will get their bike fixed, and you'll have to either pay out of pocket or go through your insurance.
Pay out of pocket, sit on it and see if you can recover or.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You could, depending on the amount of damage, you could do something like pay out of pocket, don't go through your insurance, and contact the causing driver and say, this is how much it costs, pay me.
Contact their insurance direct.
Well, that too. Or you can just, let's say there's like $500 in damage. You could call them and say, this is what it's costing me to fix the bike. This is what you owe me. I mean, you could work person to person without insurance companies.
Yeah, right. If they wanted to pay for it without.
If they wanted to, yeah. So you got lots of options, but ultimately the bottom line is when you rent that bike, you're responsible for it.
Yeah. All right. At the end of the day, dude, I'm just glad you and the old lady we're
good.
Okay, dude.
We're good.
Because bikes can be fixed, and people, it's harder to fix. So,
are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attached strapless luggage rack systems. This father and son team designed something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yep, these guys ride, so they truly understand the need of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head on over to Law Abiding Biker Store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. lawabidingbiker.com/store.
If you had a Rick Rack on the top of your trunk, dude, she'd have had like
$10,000.
Oh, and I would have took my Rick Rack off, which comes off in 10 seconds. I'd have chuck it right through her windshield, dude. And just, dude, throw your arms in the air, cause a scene, dude. It's always helpful in situations like that. I think you handle it all wrong. All right, dude.
All right. Are we going to get to the main topic?
So we're at a crossroads. Just like me and Oscar the other day, we were up riding adventure bikes and we didn't know where we were when we came to a road where there was a right and a left. Go right. We went left and it was right. Oh, you
did?
And we got lucky.
You went left and it was correct?
Actually, Oscar knew where he was going, but I was a little sketched out because he sometimes messes up his GPS in his head. And we went left and we did survive. So do we continue and go a little bit longer and really rip through these 6 favorite items, or do we just...
I think we should.
All right.
I think we should.
I'm okay with that. Let's do it. Let's dive in, dude. All right.
Sometimes we get off track and we tell stories.
This was good information, though.
Sure.
Had I known that I would have... Sometimes it's hard to know a subject because you brought up something and then I'm like, oh my God.
And then the cold call to Lee kind of put it all together.
Yeah, right. So that's all right. We'll just not be as windy as we normally were on our 6 favorite motorcycle riding gear items for 2019. These are mine. And then Lurch, jump in, ask questions. And at the very end, I want you to throw yours, okay? So here we go. I already did a YouTube video on this. I will link to it in the description below. But it reminds me, let's go back up here. So no, that is our new free video. It's been out for some time. I think I did it. Actually, I did do it before Christmas and before the new year, so that it would be out. So I will make sure and put it in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/ whatever episode number this is. It is on YouTube. And of course it'll be in, like I say, the show notes so you can watch it because it shows the stuff, even though we're going to talk about it here. I kind of go through it, display it. You can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So item number 1, I needed like a...
Are these ranked like this is your favorite or just number 1 is 6?
Negative. Just number 1, the way I listed it. Good call.
Just for the listening audience, I wanted to see if these were ranked or just random.
I like it. Number 1, the Shoei Neotech 2 modular helmet. Now, let me just tell you very quickly that I only have the Shoei Neotech first gen or 1, I guess. I ride it on my police bike daily. I ride it on my personal bike mostly. And I really, really love this helmet. I've already done an individual video on this on the YouTube channel, or I did a combo video with the Shoei C3, which we'll talk about in a moment. I love the Shoei. It fits my head good. It doesn't mean it'll fit everybody. That's the thing about helmets is you have to be careful about whether you have a long oval head or a fat wide head, that kind of stuff. But
we just call it round.
Round.
You can call it fat.
I call it fat.
We just call it round.
A big head.
A round head instead of an oval head.
Look at the size of the heat on that kid.
It's like an orange.
Creates its own weather system.
It's like an orange on top of a toothpick. So I Married an Axe Murderer. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Great movie. Great movie. You'll realize how immature we are in our humor. So the Shoei Neotech.
Go cry your eyes out on your wee little pillow.
Oh God, here we go. All right. So they only have the Shoei Neotech 2 now. There's some incremental upgrades on that helmet, but it's nothing that's like groundbreaking. So it's not going to change whether I like the Shoei or not. Some of our guys, in fact, on the motors unit, we only keep our helmets for 3 years. And then we dog them and get a new one. Mm-hmm. So I'm up for a new helmet here shortly. So I'll get the Neotech 2 and then I'll have that one. So love it. Fits good, comfortable, quiet, has the sun visor built in, the Top Gun pull down. Like I say, it's just very comfortable and it's what I ride with every day. I'm familiar with the mechanics of it. One of the things on my review video comparing the Schuberth to that is I don't like, and they've improved it a little bit, is kind of the shield going up and down is really rough. It's not as smooth as I would like it, but that's just my one drawback. But nonetheless, if you get that helmet, you would be absolutely happy with it. And again, it's my go-to for every day on the police motorcycle and then mostly when I'm riding my tour bike off duty. All right. Number 2, we already talked about it, which is the Schuberth C3 C3 Pro, the lightest, quietest helmet modular in the world. Still is. The Schuberth C3 is what I have. Now they make the Pro. Again, not a huge deal. Incremental upgrades to this so I can talk about it. Some guys get mad because on my YouTube review video, they're like, that's
not the Pro.
But they don't, if they would just watch the video, they would, but they just see the picture and it says C3, it says Shoei Neotech 2 versus Schuberth C3 Pro. And so typical online vultures and trolls, they just comment really quick. I'm not even
watching the video.
Or they say your video is stupid. It's not even the C3. It's not even the Pro and the 2. And if they would just watch the video, I immediately disclose that what I'm holding, I talk about are the original, but that there's incremental upgrades. And I actually talk about what those upgrades, which are really incremental. They're not huge, just a little bit different placement of the vents and stuff. And I show a picture of the new one and I talk about it. But when you're a jerk off, and you don't actually, you just look at the picture in the thumbnail.
Well, you're a jerk off for not having the right helmet.
No, I'm a jerk off, dude, straight up. So I can talk about it, I believe, in an educated manner because, like I say, they're incremental. So the C3 Pro, quietest, lightest helmet. You absolutely would be pleased with this. It is absolutely a go-to. I love it. The one thing I'll say, if you ask me why I use the Shoei, well, it's muscle memory. honestly, because I use it on duty as a police motor officer, and I have that thing on, and I know where the shield visor razor is, and I know where the vents are. It's just like second nature for me. And so I tend to wear that more because I'm familiar more with it. But I absolutely love my C3 Pro. I will say, be careful a little bit, again, depending on the head size. Sometimes the C3 Pro fits some people better, and sometimes the Shoei Neotech, and you'll hear that go back and forth. Again, there's no perfect helmet, and you got to be aware of your head size. I will say we don't sell helmets in our store yet. We hope to in the future. All the gear we're talking about, I will have affiliate links in the show notes. Actually, I'll just steal them from the video show notes and the website article I did, and I'll put a link to this article. So either way, you'll have the affiliate links. So hopefully we have this gear eventually, but right now, most of the motorcycle stores, because I just bought a new adventure helmet, which was I can't remember the model, but it's an adventure helmet for my KLR. You were asking about it today. Mm-hmm. Most of the stores have a policy. And so what I did with that helmet is I bought it, and which is common sense policies, like you can't take the tags off. You can't go out on the road and test it. You can't like sweat in it and dirty it. And it has to come back in a box because they got to resell that stuff, people. Mm-hmm. Like these are $500 helmets. Like you can't just go wear it and go, oh, it hurts my head. Some people get mad about stuff like that. I'm like, that's like common sense. Like they can't lose a $500 helmet to 10 different customers every month. So what I did with that new adventure helmet from the store I bought it, which is a reputable online motorcycle store, which we link to a lot. I believe that one was Revzilla, is simply got it. I had to drive my daughter to an appointment over in Seattle.
I remember seeing the picture of this.
I put it on the Instagram. If you're not following on the Twitter, Law Abiding Biker on Twitter, Law Abiding Biker on Facebook. I drove to Seattle and back, and I wore it in the car with my daughter, and I didn't take any of the tags off. She had
to be so embarrassed.
Oh, she was, but she helped me take pictures. She knows how goofy I am and the business I try to run, so she's pretty supportive of me. But I wore it in the car in my Honda Pilot, my wife's Honda Pilot, and
ready for a crash, weren't you?
I was ready for a crash. By the time before I got to Seattle, Lurch, which is about 215 minutes away, I realized pressure point's bad, getting headaches, and it was the normal size for me for a Shoei or a Schuberth. Wasn't so with the Scorpion.
It was a little tight.
Too tight.
Small. Okay.
And it was pushing my cheeks in. It was really uncomfortable. I thought, by the time I get to Seattle, it'll loosen up. It didn't. So I came back home, and all the tags were on it. It wasn't sweated in. It wasn't dirty. I had the original box. I put it back in the plastic. They could sell that thing as brand spanking new. And as long as you meet those terms, I sent it back. Within a week, 6 days, I had the size up, which was not consistent with Shoei and Schuberth. That's the problem with helmets. And I returned it, no questions asked, sent me a new helmet. It was in perfect condition. I didn't scrape it, dent it. I even left the stickers because, to wear the helmet, you don't have to have the shield down. I left the shield up because it's got all the stickers, or I left that on. I left the tags, everything.
That's some good input, because one of the things that you're concerned with when you're buying helmets over the internet is it going to fit, and what is a return policy. I've always felt much more comfortable going into a dealership and trying helmets on, but they only have so many. On the internet, you've got them all. So that's some good input on a way to test it, but still return it should it not fit.
Good. I'm glad because I had never actually tested all the helmets I've ever bought before. Always fit because it's a normal size. So all of our affiliates, again, sometime in the future, we expect Law Abiding Biker Store to have these helmets and clothing. We just aren't quite to that level yet. But I know Revzilla, JMP Cycles, Cycle Gear, Motorsport, Amazon, Rocky Mountain ATV, all of our affiliates, lawabidingbiker.com/banners, BANNERS. If you ever want to just get to our banners and click through and buy stuff, we do get a kickback. But those are all of our affiliates. Their policies are all the same, and that will be our policy when we start carrying this stuff in the future. And it goes for shoes too. It goes for shoes and coats, all the stuff I'm talking about, guys. You can't cut tags off and then wear the coat out on your bike, and then you have to have the original plastic and hanger and tags. They got to sell this stuff as new. They can't just take losses. So it doesn't just go to helmets. But the Schuberth, awesome. I love the Schuberth. The shield operates way smoother than the Shoei. That's the one thing I like about it. The one thing I don't like, and I've talked about it in that review video, and then I'll move on, is I don't like the fact that it's hard with the Schuberth to fit a aftermarket Bluetooth system such as the Sena products, because the neck roll, it pops into a channel, the integrated neck roll, which keeps it quiet. But you would have to cut out part of the neck roll to get the Sena to clamp on there. They do have their own integrated system, which is Cardo,
right.
But Cardo will pair with the boombox system and the WIM on the Harley, but you won't get stereo sound. To get stereo sound on the Harley, you got to have the Sena product. And with the Schuberth, you're going to have to, and if you cut out, it's going to get wind noise, which is going to not make it as quiet. And it's kind of a ghetto system. At least with the Schuberth, or the Shoei, that's what what I just said was with the Schuberth, if I messed up, cutting out the neck roll and stuff like that. With the Shoei, it is easier because it has a good neck roll, but there's actually room in there between the foam and stuff where you can get the clamp for the Sena system, like the 20S or the 30K, to get up in there. And you don't really have to cut anything out at all. One of the drawbacks, plus minuses, I've done many episodes and a video on that. Any questions? Did I make that as clear as mud?
Yes, you just reminded me that I'm going to need to get a 30K before we take our summer trip.
Dang right.
So I have the 20S.
And me and Squid just did a whole episode on our testing from last year's trip on your Bluetooth adapter.
Yeah, it was
we did it all.
We don't need to get
and I took your input. Exactly. We did a full review on what we learned about, and there's the group and the mesh and how
open mesh, private mesh.
Yeah, we did all that.
Good.
And
look forward to listening to that.
Yeah. You'll be editing it, so damn right you'll listen to it. All right. So may I have a little sip?
You may, sir.
Just drinking water, unless you're watching on video.
Brown water.
All you patrons watching me on video.
Brown water.
All right. Let's do it again. Number 3. Icon Patrol 2 boots. All right. As you guys know, and Lurch mentioned, I'm always looking for progressive riding gear. I'm not a leather chaps, leather coat, leather everything. Used to be that way. Me and Squid talked about it because he talked about some of his gear on his past episode. You know, nothing wrong with that. If you rock leather, go for it. I just find that there's way more progressive gear. I've been doing it for years. It's lighter, it's better, it's more protective, it's waterproof, all kinds of stuff. That this type of gear. I'm not into the big clunky leather Hardy boots. If you are, I'm not putting you down. I'm just telling you this is what I'm into, which is why I review this type of stuff. All right. Icon Patrol 2 boots. I've tested a bunch of different shoes.
Yes, you have.
Dionysi, Bates Taser, which they don't make anymore because Hardy bought them.
Yep.
And now they make a Hardy version of the Bates Taser and charge 10 times as much for it. Dionysi, I'm trying to think. I've done some others. I can't think of. Bates Taser I did. I've done 3 different Dionysi, so maybe that counts. But nonetheless, I really like these Icon 2 patrol boots. They're very, very protective. They've got the heel, the TPU protection in the heel. They've got the protection and reinforced toe. I really like them because they've got the BOA lacing system, which is the push click, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And you click it, and it's like snowboard boots and some other things.
Just cinches them up.
A lot of different companies and sports are using the BOA lacing system. It's not unique to motorcycle, but man, you can cinch them down. You can get them just the right comfort level. You just pop that little knob. Watch the video. I made an independent video on this. Again, I will link to it in the show notes and all that kind of stuff in the affiliate links. Super comfortable, super warm. And then I'll move on. Comfortable like slippers. Not kidding. The things are absolutely awesome. They're great in hot weather. I wore them this summer in 100 degrees.
So
we hiked.
They breathe very well?
They do.
Okay.
Do they breathe as well as a tennis shoe? No. They're motorcycle shoes.
For a motorcycle shoe, they breathe very
Absolutely.
well. Absolutely.
Better than leather Harley boots.
I'm sure.
So yeah, right. Good question.
Lighter, I'm sure.
Lighter. I hiked through Zion National Forest. If you watch our documentary film that we put out on that trip, lawabidingbiker.com/ride-now is all our documentary films. I hike Zion, I hike Grand Canyon, I do a whole, and that's what I love about shoes like this, because I would not want to do that in Hardy boots, and they're just not made for that kind of stuff. And I will also say I've ridden them this winter, no like 10-hour rides, but I've ridden them for 2 hours, and I'm actually wearing these in the winter on my police bike.
No.
I know. I'm wearing these shoes on my police bike instead of my regular patrol boots. And they're doing very well, even at 32 degrees to 40 degrees.
Okay, now you've created some questions for me. Are you wearing your regular riding breeches with them, or are you wearing more of a just
coveralls?
Regular, oh, okay.
Our police coveralls.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yep. Yeah. Because
gotcha.
Good question.
Normally you wear
that wouldn't look good.
You wear those breeches, I think is what they're called, aren't
with
they?
our knee-high leather boots in the summer.
Yes,
breeches.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the winter we switched to insulated jumpsuits.
Gotcha.
And so I can get away with these.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
That's why I can't wear them in the summer because good question. And they're doing well in the winter with some wool socks, keeping my feet perfectly warm, no issues. So they go from freezing all the way to 100, and you'll love them. I'm absolutely of 2019, out of all the motorcycle shoes I've tested, looks, I do like some of my Dainese.
Yeah,
they
do
better
look
because
nice.
they look more like skater shoes.
Yeah, more like Chucks or something.
Yes.
Chuck Taylors.
And they're just as capable.
Yeah.
And these are waterproof. All the shoes I've tested are waterproof. Yeah. So these are fully waterproof. So you don't have to put rain.
So what puts these at the top? Is it the comfort? You said like slippers. They're that comfortable. Is it the comfort and the lacing system?
Yes. I think you nailed it.
Okay.
I think it's the comfort and the lacing system. The looks are fine too, but again,
they look I
couldn't wear my Dainese on duty.
Yeah,
it looks too skater. These at least look like police boots a little bit.
These look a little more like a boot, where your other ones look a little more like a shoe. This is a riding boot versus a riding shoe.
Even though they're classified as, I guess they're Patrol 2 boots. So yeah, you're right.
They're good mix. They lean looks wise more towards a boot, but I see how they fit and feel more like a shoe. It's a good combination.
Good call, dude. Yeah. Good question.
It's definitely on my list of things.
I love it. I love it.
I need to.
I'm waiting to find a better.
Yeah, I've been wearing.
I know I will.
Danners.
You're still old school, dude.
Still old school pair of Danner boots.
That's how I started riding Harleys. And
I've gone away from the Harley boots, the big leather ones with the buckles and stuff on them. To
HD silver buckles.
Yeah, they got the orange. They got little soles and whatnot.
Yeah, well, some of them put the little sharp, pointy buckle things, and yeah.
And so now I've just moved to a Danner, just a regular boot. But those still are a little bit heavier.
Danners aren't waterproof. They're water resistant to a certain point.
Pretty water resistant.
I've had them soaked.
Yeah. I'm looking for more of a riding shoe / boot that's comfortable that you
can jump off the bike like I do.
Yeah. And so this is definitely one of the things that's on my list is a shoe / boot, something a little more comfortable.
Telling you, you'd be happy with it, bro.
All right.
Anybody out there? I'm not just saying.
I was eyeballing the Daineses.
I'm still wearing it. It's my go-to. Look at that shelf out there.
I know you got a bunch of them out there. You tested, and you're not like.
When I ride the Dyna Lowrider S, sometimes I like the look, so I throw on the Dainese more skater shoe.
Sure.
And they're just as protective and they're waterproof. So it's all about looks and comfort. They're comfortable, but they don't hurt, but they're just not as slipperish, for a lack of a better term, as the Icon 2 Patrol boots. Yeah. Slipperish.
Slipper.
That's the word of the day, dude.
Slipperish.
Mm-hmm. That's the word of the day. There you go. All right. Any other questions about those?
No, I'm excited to hear about the next one too, because this is another thing I'm looking at adding to my arsenal of gear.
Rocker original. This would be number 4, I believe.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Number 4. Do it again. Number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah. Rocker original protective riding jeans. That's right. And these are protective riding jeans as I'll state that you can go down and slide and you won't get all torn up with road rash. Some use Kevlar, some use different DuPont. I forget all the specifics, but I did a specific video on these protective riding jeans. I've done Dracos. Mm-hmm. I've done the Rocker Originals. I've done the Rocker Red Selvage jeans. So I've tested multiple different pairs. They're all awesome. Depending on each company makes different riding jeans as far as how much protection. So some, like the pair of Draco. Now Draco makes full too, so don't get confused that Draco only makes a partial protection. They make all different types of jeans. The Draco ones I have, which are the Draco Drift, have just Kevlar in the key areas like the buttocks, the hips, right? So that's not all the way through. It's not a whole inner shell. Whereas now Draco makes those. With the Rocker ones I got, the originals have all the way through. And I can't remember. I'm not going to look it up because but it's not exactly Kevlar, but it just offers just as much protection. Nonetheless, it has the panels all the way through for sliding protection. And a lot of these companies have tested up to like 10, 12 seconds of dragging without penetrating skin, without going through. The red selvage are really awesome. The only difference is they're a little bit different style. They have a little bit different button. They fit a little bit different than American style, but I love those. I wear those all the time on cross-country trips because I take multiple pairs of jeans. But by far the comfort level and the look, the Rocker Original Protective Jeans, they don't give these things away, guys, but they last for years. And if you treat them right, you are going to have these things for 5 to 10 years, a pair of jeans. And I like them because you can ride motorcycles. And when I get off my motorcycle, Lurch, you have no idea I'm wearing motorcycle protective jeans.
No, you can't tell at all.
And they will offer more protection than any other chaps. Chaps are really for wind protection, bug protection, and rock protection. If you go down, where's the first place you're going to slide on, Lurch?
Your butt.
Where do chaps not cover?
Your butt.
Yeah. So a lot of people are confused. Chaps are not for protection when you go down. They're for protection while you're riding from the elements and wind and rocks and debris and things like that. These riding jeans will offer you the same protection, and yet you don't have to take chaps off and on. You can walk events. You can get off. I never wear chaps cross country anymore with Kevlar riding jeans. I'm sold on them. Love them, and have the multiple pairs. I will tell you that on top of it, if you want to step up from the Rocker Original Protective Jeans, you can step up to a waterproof version. They actually have the same protection, and they have built-in waterproof liners. And so you literally could not. So I have waterproof shoes, if you got the waterproof jeans and then you're wearing a waterproof textile jacket, you'd never have to stop for rain, right? Never even pull over like a lot of people do, and us. A lot of our crew in an emergency got to stop, put on rain gear, all that kind of stuff. So love these jeans. Again, they're expensive. Go through our affiliate links, but they're going to last you a long, long time. I wear these in cold weather. So that's the nice thing is chaps, right? Cold weather, keep the wind off you. With these panels, if you get a pair of jeans with the panels all the way through, no worries, because the panels actually keep the coldness off you. So I wear them in sub-freezing temperatures, and no chaps, and I'm just fine with my textile jacket, my heated gear, all my shoes, my Patrol 2, Icon 2 boots, all that kind of stuff. And I've worn them, and I hiked in them in Zion National Forest and Grand Canyon this year, and 100-degree temps. And are they hotter than regular jeans? Well, yeah, okay. I'm not going to lie. They're a little warmer than regular jeans. They got freaking protective panels that'll save your ass in a motorcycle crash. Are they unbearable? Absolutely not. It just is what it is. It's going to be a little hotter. You're wearing motorcycle gear. Just get in through your head that it's going to be a little warmer than regular street clothes, but they look like street clothes and they offer a awesome amount of protection. Any questions? Man, I'm going, dude. I'm just pulling from my mind and everything I know. And if I screw up, I'm sorry, because I'm just trying to pull from memory.
It's made with a Scholler Dynatech is the...
I said DuPont, sorry. Yeah. Scholler Dynatech, which is as strong as Kevlar, most tout. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. So nice to have...
That's what I do.
So nicer to have a guy in here that's producer and doing research. Any questions about Kevlar? There's a bunch of other companies. And believe me, as Law Abiding Biker Media goes on, I plan on testing a whole bunch of other jeans. I only have so much time in a day, Lurch, with my full-time job, family, and this. And I'm working on doohickeys today and doing other projects. And I have like wish lists of gear that I want to test for you guys. So I'll continue to test it.
It's taken me a while to even go to a textile jacket. I wore my leather jacket for a long time, but these jeans are on my list. They are spendy. There's no doubt about it. But if you go down, you're covered.
Yep.
So, I think...
And you don't have to change every time you go walk off the bike and take chaps on and off.
What a pain. So I think I'm going to invest in them this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Lurch, in the future, when he retires at some point from the regular Leo job, that man right there is going to be testing more gear because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And we just buy stuff and we test it and we tell you what's good and what's bad. So I'm going to be gearing. He's going to look like a guy walking out of a motorcycle store with a brand new helmet, brand new gloves, brand new jeans, brand new coat. And I'm just going to, dude, test this shit so we can tell our audience, as that's the frustrations of buying. You want to hear from somebody that's actually worn it. And I get it.
Too often you get a review.
Like
you don't
get
a
review, you get a description.
This is what it looks like, and this is how it works, and check out this zipper and all that. And
exactly.
That's great. It gives you an idea.
It does.
What's it like in the real world?
Pros and cons.
After a week, after a month, after a year, how's it holding up? Yeah. Hiking around in it. I mean, actually using it.
Yes. That's what we're all about.
That's what we're doing.
So a lot of the motorcycle stores, no skin off their back.
No.
They have so many. We may get there.
Yeah, they can't do it to every product they carry.
So at least they give videos of what it looks like because it's better than pictures. But definitely, I hope that you guys appreciate, because I think we're being honest about, I know we're being honest about what works. I've told you the pros, the cons of each, and hopefully that is helpful. Are we done yet? Because I'm losing my voice.
We're getting there. Number 5.
The Revit Horizon 2 jacket. Bought this earlier in 2019.
Yeah, is it replacing your Harley? Yeah, it is. You replaced your Harley.
Just sold it last week.
Oh, good.
I don't even want to tell that story.
Okay.
No, the selling it went well.
Uh-huh.
I'm burnt out on Craigslist, bro.
Oh, yeah. What a pain.
Don't even get me. I can't go down
Meeting
that.
people, they look at it and they...
Window shoppers.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you... Anyway, the guy that bought it was super cool.
Yeah.
Finally, after like 2 months, I stopped listening because I'm like, window shop. I'm only asking like $100 for it. It's like a $450. Anyway, see, stop me. Enough. Yes, it replaces my old Harley jacket.
You've got a different jacket you wear when you're adventure riding?
I do.
I thought so. Okay. All right.
We're gonna
start. I didn't mean to sidetrack you.
I wore this for adventure. Good question.
You did for a little while until you got yourself one.
Yes. Is it dual purpose? Yes, but with some limitations.
Yeah, and do you really want to get your street gear covered in dirt and dust and all
but
that kind of crap?
Both riding jackets were the same price.
Oh, well.
So they're both super expensive.
Yeah, but the other one get dirty and muddy, and you can keep one nice and clean.
Exactly, and the other one has benefits.
Sure.
Because there is a difference that I found.
All right.
So good questions. Revit Horizon 2 jacket. It's just effing expensive, Lurch, but it will last you 10 years. I really, really like this jacket. It's very fitted. I want to say it's more European. I think it's more European.
I would say
fitted.
that. Yeah.
It looks sharp. This thing has it all. I'm not going to go through every feature. It has a zip out liner. It has vents for warm weather riding. It is 100% waterproof. It's got pockets galore. It's got reflective material. It's got elbow protectors. It's got back protectors you can add. It is a fully functional street protective riding warm waterproof jacket. There you go. That's why it costs so much. Quality made. Revit makes awesome stuff. I have nothing bad to say about this jacket. I've worn it in sub-freezing. We wore it on the Grand Canyon trip. I wore it coming out of, you left before the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
I wore it.
Get back to work.
You got some video of me on when you were filming coming out of Jackson that morning. It was cold. It's some of the footage I've used in my videos. I've done a full, what we're talking about, I've done a video on this. So this gear's in it and I show you a little bit more. It's got the waist strap, cinch straps. You can get the Revit 2 Horizon pants with it, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it zips. It's got the interface, just like snowboard gear that I wear. It interfaces so you can zip the pants to the coat so you don't get any leakage. You could wear this coat cross country in all different weather conditions, pop vents, pull liners, and you would be perfectly fine. Now, I did use it for starting adventure riding. Couldn't afford a coat right off the bat. Another jacket. It is definitely for street riding. Did it work for adventure riding? Lower key adventure riding? Yes. But because it's made for street, when you're sitting up and you're riding street, you don't need all the movement that you do off-road. And when you're standing and you're, pulling up on handlebars and you're doing all this physical activity, you're sitting. For that street, it's very good. I found it rather restrictive for off-road adventure riding, and I needed something with more movement. It's tight in the shoulders. That's why with an adventure coat, you want to go a little bit bigger, and they make them a little bit bigger if it's adventure specific. Now, my adventure coat, I could ride street too.
Sure.
But street stuff, moving over to adventure is not as applicable.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it just means you would be riding with a looser street coat, but it would still be fine. And I may wear my other gear, which we're not going to get into because I'm going to do a whole nother review. Yeah. But the Revit, I'm telling you guys, bad ass. Number what?
Number 6.
Number 6 is the pants, which everything I just explained about the Revit 2 Horizon 2 jacket, the Revit Horizon pants, completely waterproof, zip out liner. They've got all the protection. They've got the knee pads. They've got protection in the key areas. They fit well. They interface. They zip with the jacket so you don't get any leakage. Absolutely awesome. And I will tell you, a lot of times, I don't even wear the Revit 2 pants with the jacket. I just wear my Kevlar pants, especially if I know it's not going to rain, because they're just as good as far as that. The only time I would throw the Revit 2 Horizon 2 pants on if it was going to be really cold, sub-freezing, and I was going to be riding in long distance, and I knew that there may be weather, I would be ready for it. So they get used less than the coat, if that makes sense.
It does.
But awesome. Again, super spendy, but I'm telling you, you buy the Revit 2 Horizon jacket, you buy the Revit Horizon 2 pants, that stuff there, you're going to have for 5 to 10 years if you take care of it. And you will not have any complaints and all the protection of the world. Again, there's a lot of other good gear. This is just stuff I've tested, guys. So I'm not like, there's not another great jacket that's comparable. I just want you guys to know that I can only test so much gear. Links to everything I talk about, I'll link to this and the video, and you can get links because obviously we appreciate your support because we do a lot of research and a lot of testing. Here we are on the podcast trying to relate this to you. And if you want to support us, you want to throw a little back at us, we appreciate it. No additional cost to you. But if you click through any of the affiliate links that we're talking about and end up making a purchase, we do get a small kickback and it helps support us. Lurch, I feel like I'm talking a lot.
You are. This is going to be number 7. And in the beginning of the podcast, you said your 6 favorite things, but you threw in a bonus. And your bonus came in at number 2 because it was the 2 helmets. You were talking about the Shui.
Oh, the bonus was the second helmet. Oh, good call. So you remember the video. Nicely done.
Yeah, I watch it all.
I know you do, producer.
So this number 7 is truly the number 6, but it's technically number 7 because of a bonus. So number 7.
You're the man, dude. You are the man because I just screwed that up. Gerbing 7-volt Torrid heated vest. Me and Daryl, Squid.
Your other brother, Daryl?
Yeah, my other brother, Daryl. We're going to do a whole episode on heated gear.
Okay.
Because he tested a bunch. I have 3 different heated gear items that I use.
I have the mobile warming stuff.
He does that. And then I've got Ether and I've got Gerbing and I've got First Gear.
Plug-in, battery.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Whole nother episode. And I got Squid listed in Workflowy for that episode. Good. So don't understand I use different heated gear for different circumstances. But by far, the most
versatile
for what
your use.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to, God, I could get complicated. That's why we need to do a whole episode on heated gear.
Of all your different heated gear, this one is your favorite.
Is what I want to talk about.
To number 7.
Yes, exactly. It's what I want to talk about most.
Do it.
All right. It is the Gerbing, again, 7-volt Torrid heated vest. Links in the show notes or description below the video. It is battery operated. I like it a lot. It's a vest, so it has no sleeve. It's a vest liner. I will tell you this. I use it in multiple different capacities. The reason I like one of these mostly is I have wired stuff too. Again, I need to be careful about going down a rabbit hole. The wired stuff I use on long cross-country trips because I don't need to worry about batteries. But without that said, this is still very capable. Make sure I have 3 batteries for it. And it's a vest. And I like it because a lot of stuff I do with Law Abiding Biker Media is I'm off the bike, on the bike. And a lot of stuff we do if I'm filming stuff outdoors or I'm flying the drone and I have to get shots and it's in the winter, I don't have to worry about being plugged in. I can get off my bike and I may be off my bike for an hour getting film shots or whatever. I have batteries and I can be off the bike. I also use it. Was a firearms instructor. Recently, I'm doing some other stuff now. Out at the range all day, I use it for that. You can use it for snowboarding. You can use it for a whole bunch of other stuff, not just motorcycle. When I go out, I get called out a lot to go to fatality or homicides. And I'm outdoors doing the Faro laser 3D scanner. I've taken it out multiple times and I'm out there hours and it keeps my core super warm. All right.
I've used the battery operated stuff for duck hunting.
Yeah. There you go.
Deer hunting when you're sitting in a stand in the middle of winter up in Canada.
Yep. When you're doing your peeping Tom stuff at night and you're outside of some lady's window for hours.
That too.
Right.
The plug-in stuff, like you said, definitely has a purpose when you're doing a lot of riding and you're going to be on the bike a lot. It's nice
for 12 hours and you don't want batteries.
Worry about batteries, but man, the battery stuff is versatile. You can use it for more than just motorcycle riding. You could be sitting watching your kids play football.
You can wear it to bed
if you want to.
I mean, cuddle up with the old lady.
Oh yeah,
and just wear it and see how my
battery stuff's very versatile. It's nice.
Yeah, good call. So that's why it definitely made the list. The others, and I had to keep it again. I couldn't do my top 30 items. So I will tell you that
it's actually priced pretty damn well, and so the batteries and chargers. That's.
Did you look it up? Yeah,
I'm looking at it, and I know what I paid for my mobile warming gear stuff, and that's very good price. And Gerbing is high quality stuff.
It really is. And I've had it for 3 years now.
If mine's a jacket versus a vest, I think if I had to do it over again, I'd go with a vest. And I think I may try the Gerbing.
I'll tell you, it's quite stylish too.
It is.
You can literally wear this.
Yeah.
My wife was like, I wore it one day and she's like, because I don't buy like stylish shit.
She thought you looked pretty.
Let me just tell you, I look like shit. I don't know how to shop for myself. I wear motorcycle stuff, and my wife and my daughter shop for me sometimes to make me look good when I go out with them. But I walked in with this one day. She's like, because it's fitted.
She goes, sporty.
That's what she said. She goes, that's a nice vest. Did you pick that on your own? I was like, well, it's technically a motorcycle heated vest. She's like, well, that's a really good looking vest. And you could literally wear it downtown with batteries in the pocket and plugged in and keep you warm. It is a very good looking jacket. And I've been very, very happy with it. Buy 3 batteries for it. If you're going to ride for a day, if you have it on medium, and I did this on my review, so watch the video, but, and I'm going to do a full review of my heated gear. I'm just going to do a video of my 3 top heated gear and I'm going to give all specifics about them. I just haven't recorded it yet. So yeah, subscribe, all that stuff you guys know to the YouTube channel. I got more videos I got time for, but I'll do a review on that. But the batteries, maybe if you have it on medium, which even in the winter, medium's about all I run it. If you have good gear on over that in about 4 hours. So 12 hours if you have 3 batteries. And then if you bump it up to 3/4, shave an hour. If you bump it up to full, shave it down to like 2 hours max. So that's from my memory. Is that correct? What I wrote in my article?
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking at their website at the moment.
Oh, I did that from my personal experience. I was total recollection.
You got real life testing, but they're saying 100%, high as it'll go, you're probably around the 2 to 3 hour.
Bullshit too, yeah.
It's probably closer to 2.
I've tested it too.
No, 100% 2. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I take it back. 100%, they say 2 hours, 75%, 3 hours. It's just the way they had their bullets lined up. It's kind of
50% should be 4. That's true.
They say 5, but real life is 4. Yep. And 25%, they're saying 8.
Yeah. Okay.
But most people, when I run mine, I run it half. I run them. It's too hot.
It seems fair.
Or too cold. I mean, one's not enough, and 75 or 100 is just insanely hot.
So if you're running at more than a half, even in sub-freezing temperatures, it means you don't have enough outer gear on. You don't have enough outer gear on.
Right.
So put outer gear on to suck in the heat. A good Revit 2 Horizon 2 jacket.
On
half, you'll be
50%.
You can ride all day and below 32 degrees.
So real life testing, you're at about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
for half.
Grab yourself
at the range. Yeah.
And the price on the batteries isn't bad.
No.
Yeah.
And again, it will last you. I've had it 3 years and it's still rolling, and I use the shit out of it.
$40 a battery. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Again, I have a bunch of other stuff. Don't think that that's the only good gear that I tested, guys. Some
of your favorites.
Some of my favorites. All right, Lurch.
Yes.
Hopefully Lurch.
Yeah.
Will bring some of the stuff's expensive, some of it's not.
Yeah.
I hope Lurch will bring a little more. And I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I got to test all different stuff, and some of it is expensive, but I got a different kind of audience. Like some like cheap stuff, some like expensive stuff. So hopefully Lurch will cater a little bit here to the more budget friendly, because I feel bad sometimes because I try to test so much stuff.
Well, and it's difficult for the rest of us to test stuff because it is labor intensive.
Yeah. And to actually keep notes of how it worked and what it did and what it didn't.
To do, and if we're going to, for you as a owner of the company to invest in gear for us to test, you're going to need us to test it, to make notes, to do blogs, vlogs, videos, and all that kind of stuff. So
come on a podcast, tell me about it.
To get a really good quality review, something that our audience deserves, it's difficult for us that are doing it part-time to do it. But we still go out and we buy our own stuff too. I mean, so
and I don't even know about it sometimes, which is cool.
And too often you don't know about it.
Right.
You've been giving me a bad time for a while about the leather and try some new.
It's not a bad time. I love guys that wear leather.
I know, but
it's not for me. Yeah, I know.
You've tested the textile stuff and you've seen the benefits of having it. So you've been preaching that to us.
Progressive riding gear.
It isn't
just progressive.
It
riding
is not
gear.
cheap. And I'm slowly dipping my toes into that progressive riding gear pond. I still have my leather boots. The
big 50-pound leather coat
I have
used to rock.
But so this year, coming into this winter, I finally stepped up. But
buddy,
the Revit stuff's kind of spendy. The stuff
proud of you.
is about 2/3 of the price.
Yeah, right.
So it's a little cheaper. I picked up an Olympia jacket and pants. So what I got originally, what I wanted to order after.
Text me those links before you leave tonight so that I can put them in the show notes.
I'll do that.
I will link to whatever Lurch is going to talk about here in the show notes, guys, because we haven't done a proper video or anything on this.
I originally wanted the Olympia Richmond jacket, and the reason I wanted the Richmond, it had a little more versatility to it. It was something that could truly be a 4-season jacket because of the venting, the way it opened up and pushed the air through it. You could wear it during the summer. It also had a built-in hood, which is interesting. But I ordered it, and
a built-in hood.
Is that the Richmond?
What the F would a hood be in a motorcycle jacket for?
We'll hit that one right there. See, look at that. It's built in. You can pull it up and throw your helmet on.
You put your helmet over the hood?
You could put your helmet over that hood.
I wonder if that'd be comfy.
I don't know, but it would. Think about how dry that'd keep your neck and your head and everything. And water wouldn't go down your jacket. And anyways.
If you could deal with it in your... And we just haven't reviewed that, guys, to see how comfy that is.
It was originally about a $270 jacket.
Out of stock now, bro?
Yeah, they're done. They quit making it.
Okay.
So
never mind. I won't put links for the shit.
I bought a different jacket. If you listen to my story, so I was originally looking at the.
I got you. Sorry,
spaz. Listen to what I'm saying. Originally, I was looking at the Olympia Richmond jacket.
You're throwing me off, Lurch.
And I ordered it, and it said it was in stock, but it got canceled. They didn't have my size, big man size.
Lurchy size.
What I ended up with was the Olympia Durham Durham jacket. Very similar. Doesn't have the hood.
Olympia
Durham
Durham. Okay.
So
I'm there, bro.
And I'm not to the point where I'm ready to give a full review of it, but it is more of a 3-season jacket.
$199 on our affiliate.
It'd be pretty warm in the summer on a hot day to wear.
Does it have a zip out liner?
It has a zip out liner.
Okay. Does it have vents?
Yes.
Why would it be hot? Have you felt my Revit 2 Horizon?
It doesn't have a removable waterproof liner. The waterproof liner is baked into the jacket.
Well, that's how most of them are, depending on the materials. So, my Revit.
No, this is the reviews that I've seen of it. Is that this one is a little bit warmer in the summer. Because
I just want to make it clear to the audience that my Revit 2 is waterproof with or without the winter insulated liner.
Some aren't.
But it's the material. Sometimes they put, so here's what I found.
Some are more breathable than others.
Well, some put a membrane. Mm-hmm. So some of the materials like Gore-Tex, dude, is like my climb off-road adventure jacket is straight up effing Gore-Tex. That's waterproof. Mm-hmm. But some coat companies make their coats, which brings the price down. The material on the outside isn't waterproof. It's water resistance. And then they put a waterproof liner built into the shell, which obviously doesn't breathe as well as Gore-Tex.
That's what this jacket is.
And so I just want to make that clear to the audience. So that's what you're talking about.
Because
which brings price down substantially.
That's why the price is lower. Yeah, you can get a good jacket around the $200 mark just understand it's not as breathable.
Right.
Because of the type of membrane that it has.
Fair enough. I just want to make sure the audience knew what we're talking about, because not all have a membrane. Or
I'm glad you brought that up.
The Revit and my Climber are super breathable and super comfortable, even because they don't have that. Their materials themselves are waterproof.
Yeah, I have hunting gear that's ridiculously expensive that is waterproof, but it breathes like nobody's business. You can hike all day and never build up any sweat underneath.
Gore-Tex and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different Toray, but
right, yeah.
It's same kind of thing. They bring the price down on this one by using that type of membrane that's not quite as breathable. So just understand that it's going to be a little bit warmer. And then I also got the Olympia Sentry, Sentry pants to go with it. And
hang on, I'm putting this into the show notes. All right, so hang on, I got to look at this stuff, Lurchy. So what's it called? Olympia what?
Sentry, Sentry.
Oh, you sound like a sentry.
Yeah.
Century old. Right, it says closeout, bro.
Oh, they're closing them out. They must be putting a different.
Yeah, so you better get this shit quick, guys, if you want to get hooked up with Lurchies. Let's see if they got all the sizes. Ooh, 32, 34, 36, 38, and 40 are out of stock.
It's got 32 and 34, so they must be
That's just one store. They must be moving. Olympia's been doing that with
Olympia might
stuff.
be moving to a different brand of pants. At the moment, that was the only.
Okay.
When I bought it this last fall, that was the only pants that were designed to work with both the Durham and the Richmond jacket.
Fair enough. I'll put an affiliate link for now.
It's similar where it zips in the back, the jacket and the pants zip together.
The interface.
It's got a liner inside. It's got
zip out liner.
Yes, got all that kind of stuff.
Does this?
It's just not quite as tailored. I noticed looking at your Revit stuff.
Right.
Very tailored. This is a little bit looser and sloppier for
kind of universal fitting.
Yeah.
How about CE armor and knees and elbows and a back plate? Do you have any of that? Or do you even frickin' know?
Yes.
You don't even know.
It does, because I've worn it. It's just the rating may not be as high as it is on a Revit.
Right. Okay, so complete with CE Motion Flex armor at the knees. The Sentry pants are both protective and weather versatile. Insulex thermal liner is removable. And the bottom 6 inches of each leg customizable with Olympia's easy cuffs. Full length leg zippers, which is good. Okay, well,
it's pretty good for the price point.
Yeah, it's not bad. So it's some armor. It may not be as high as rated as like CE1. There's different CE levels, but it's got basic CE protection. So you feel the elbow things in there when you put it on?
Yep.
Okay, and you feel the shoulder things?
Yep.
Do you feel the back plate?
Yes.
Because some come with it, some don't.
You can click on the jacket if you want a little bit more information about the jacket. And the material it's made out of isn't quite as high tech as probably the Revit stuff.
Right.
Is it Cordura? What is it? I can't remember.
Constructed of the outer shell constructed of combination of 600D poly Evo threaded fabric, whatever the hell that is.
1000D ballistic poly reinforcement panel.
Sounds badass, dude. Yeah. Sounds badass. Removable CE Motion Flex armor at the elbows and shoulders, which I want to tell you guys, obviously the Revit has a higher level of CE armor. But yeah, so it's basic CE, basic back protector. So your basic CE, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. Any armor is better than no armor. So that's a move in the right direction, Lurchy.
So for me, like I said, I'm dipping my toe in it. I wanted to
better than dipping something else in it.
I want to try it without spending, $500 for a jacket.
Yeah, I get it.
This is around the $200 mark. So if I like it, then we'll see. Maybe I'll step up and go even better.
But hey, honestly, at the end of the day, and I get it, budgets have a lot to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I have to be careful. I got to constantly make videos and review stuff. So I'm moving stuff in and I'm selling stuff and moving stuff out, and money's coming in and money's going out. Cause that's what we do. We like to help bikers. So I get it. This would not be a bad option, looking at it briefly here, for a budget conscious person to get into the realms of a waterproof jacket. There's nothing wrong with this at all. And again, a lot of people buy more gear than they're capable of. So what I mean by that is if you only ride day trips and, you can get overkill. Now, if you're riding multiple times a year and you're riding cross country and you're hardcore touring, then it's the same as adventure riding. You may want to bump up your game with gear to make your life easier and less off and on the bike and less zipping in and out liners or whatever it may be, the venting systems and all that kind of stuff. But make no mistake about it, this here and Olympia Gear, and they make a good product, and we're not affiliated with them at all. This is a good, and from what I'm seeing, in a good entry level textile, all around gear where you don't have to do the emergency, oh shit, it's going to rain, and do the emergency, like we do. Right. Sometimes I do it less, but the rest of our crew, where you're trying to put on rain gear over your current gear and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm glad I like to test all gear. I wish I had time to even test this. I just literally have no time during the day, because I'd like to test, more, and we will in the future as we have more time and we retire, hopefully at some point from our Leo jobs, to test and, more simple gear. And is it worth it? Is it not? And can you get by with it, kind of deal? So I look forward to the future on that kind of stuff. I also want to test, which is funny on a tangent, and then we got to get out of here. So like some funny Amazon stuff, how they have really cheap stuff, like just buy it and just test it and go, is this Amazon jacket worth it? And just do some funny shit like that. That would be fun stuff. You might run into some little gems that you don't know about. Never know. So yeah. Any other gear, Lurch? This episode has been not as short as we thought it was going to be.
Oh, they never are.
They never are. We were good the last one.
Yeah, I think I've talked about the helmet. I have the HJC ARFA 90 helmet.
We're this far in. Just give it a quick brief.
Yeah, I was a half helmet guy forever. I only wore my full face helmet, which was an old Arai from like 3 bikes ago. I'd put it on in the middle of winter when
when you had your moped,
cold.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much. And I just got to the point where I needed something that had a good pin lock on it, so it wouldn't fog up. Had the shield in it and everything, and was looking at a lot of reviews, and I just decided to give the HJC RPHA 90 helmet a shot. It's not a cheap one either.
No, it's not, but it's a lower, it's more affordable than a Shoei or
over $400.
It's a Schuworth, right?
Yeah. So it's a little bit cheaper, but at the time the reviews on it were really high. So still using it. At some point, maybe when we just talk helmet reviews, we can get a little more in depth. But
you need to put that on the podcast, a helmet review with the HJ. Yeah.
Yeah. It's modular. It's got the drop down tinted shield inside. It's got the pin lock, clear shield so that you don't get the fogging. Modular, pretty quiet. When you have the top vent open, it does make a little noise. It's a little bit loud, but so far so good. I'm happy with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Other than that, I don't have anything else to add to it.
Oh, you do, but we're not going to. Yeah. Because I got lots of stuff to add to this episode, but I'm not going to.
Talk about gear for hours.
Oh, we don't get enough time. So these episodes are good. And we talked about your Hawaii incident, and we had Popeye on the line. I think with that said, guys, thanks for sticking around. We've always been told, guys don't care how long we go.
No, and like I've told you before, I listen to some podcasts, Joe Rogan's one in particular, that guy goes 3 hours routinely.
I'm sure we have as many listens as Joe Rogan.
Oh, no, I'm sure. Probably more than Joe Rogan. But the great thing about podcasts are you can pause them and come back to them. So, I can listen to it.
Go running. And come back on the tractor, mow the lawn.
Yeah, listen to it there. Yep. Get in the shower, hit the Bluetooth speaker, listen to it. It's not live, so you can watch it at your You can listen to it at your leisure. So some of these go a little long. We try to keep them around an hour. Every once in a while, we get them close to 2 hours. Just is what it is.
Badass. Woo! I crammed that in. It's probably better that I did it faster than rather too lengthy, and just stayed succinct with the gear, right? Just ripping through it. And if you want to see the video, I cover all those points, probably some more. It'll be in the show notes, and you get to visualize the gear that I talked about, and I show, the pockets, and it's a very quick video, and it stays very on track. But it would probably behoove you. I just don't. Here's the deal, Lurch.
I'm listening.
I like to help bikers. And I know how frustrating it is because I've done so many years of research on gear and stressing about, should I charge that to my card or should I not? So I try to give you guys an idea, and test it and show you guys to help you make a better decision. Like somehow, like, okay, I'm all in on that, or I'm not all in on that. So, because nobody likes like buying something and being like unhappy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I admit it's a little stressful shopping for gear sometimes, don't you?
It's a pretty major investment, even for affordable gear.
Yes.
$200 for a jacket. That's not money to
damn
sneeze
expensive.
At.
Yeah. And so I know a lot of guys and bikers, and I think it comes with every industry, stresses like you can get obsessed. And I've been obsessed with gear. I'm still obsessed with gear, which is why I keep buying it and testing it for you guys. And you're like, God, is it the right purchase? And they are big investments. They do last you years if you buy quality stuff, just like any industry, whether it's hunting, snowboarding, motorcycling, whatever. But yeah, hopefully that's helpful to you guys in a whole bunch of different ways, wherever you're at in your gear shopping state. Lurch, anything else to take it out? We've probably done enough.
Let's do a call to action there. Number 7, affiliate links. Want to support some Bikeaholics?
Oh,
we
good
have
one.
a dedicated affiliate banner page. You can support us by going over to lawabidingbiker.com/banners. All these links click you through our site to other well-known websites and
all
like
our affiliate
Revzilla
websites.
and all those things.
J&P,
We got a bunch of
Motorsports,
them.
Rocky Mountain ATV, Amazon,
Yeah.
B&H. Yeah, just a whole plethora.
No cost to you. You don't even see it, but we get a little something on the back end. So it's a great way to support us with nothing coming out of your pocket. So easy to do, we appreciate it.
So if you forget to go through to the show notes, or you forget to go to the description below a YouTube video, or it's a year from now and you're like, I remember them talking about a Revit 2 jacket. Just go to lawabidingbiker.com/banners. Click through any of the banners, find the product that you heard from here, and it's that simple.
Yep.
We get a kickback. So because I know I listen to podcasts, sometimes you can't remember the promo, BANNERS. That's all you have to remember. Click through where you like and shop around. Find the best price for whatever product we mentioned through JMP. And don't forget, keep checking back the Law Abiding Biker store because we do have a bunch of stuff.
We're working on growing the store as we have time to get it going.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks, Lurch.
My pleasure.